Hello students, welcome back. So now we are going to be performing feature engineering on the Titanic dataset. So the first thing I'm doing is importing my pandas and also importing my NumPy. Read your CSV file and print out the first few records just to see how your data looks like. So this is how your data looks like right here. By the way, these columns, that's what they mean. Passenger ID, that's your ID assigned to each passenger. Survived, that tells you whether the passenger survived or not. And this, you can actually go over through these things and figure out what each one of these columns they mean. So the first thing I do is perform my initial data inspection. I just want to know how many rows and columns I have. In this case, I have 891 rows and 12 columns. And now let's deal with the missing values. So in this case, I find my missing values. So this gives me the count of my missing values. And for age, you can see that 177 rows are missing. For cabin, there are 687 records are missing. For embarked, two of them are missing. So this session is not about dealing with missing values. So in this case, I'm just gonna go over this thing really quick. So for age, I'm gonna use the median because they tend to be robust to outliers. So I'm finding the median of my age, and I'm putting the median for the missing value of the age. Likewise, for my town, in this case, I'm finding the most common value for my embarked, and I'm putting the most common value in my embarked column. That will fill in the missing value. And then I print out my missing value in this case again, just to see how much values are missing. And look at that, all the values are gone except this one right here, 687. Cabin has 687 missing values are there. Generally, what we do, we drop columns with too many missing values. In this case, your cabin is missing a lot. So here we would not drop this column. What we would do, we can use this missing value to gain some insight. So in this particular instance, that's what we're going to do. Now let's create some features from our domain knowledge. Let's focus on family size first. So why? Well, that's because passengers that were traveling with the family, they behaved differently during evacuation time. So let's create a new column called family size. That would be equal to the number of people in your SIBS SP plus the number of parent child plus one over here. This plus one is basically counting that person itself. So plus one includes the passenger itself. So size equal to 1. If let's say the family size is equal to 1, that means the person is traveling alone. By the way, we can create another column called is alone, and that's what I'm doing over here. This will be a binary feature, and what it does, it checks if a person is alone or not. So if your family size is equal to 1, then the answer would be 1, otherwise it's going to be 0. So 0 means that the person is not traveling alone. After that, I print out my first 5 samples just to see how exactly my data looks like now. So this is my data right now. You can see their family size is alone. This one right here, there are family size is 2. He's not alone. That's why it shows 0. This one, family size is 1. It shows is alone as 1. So what I'm doing, I'm using this logic. Basically, I'm converting my numbers in converting my data into numeric form. And your binary feature, they tend to be more ML friendly. That's what I'm doing this. Now let's create features from text. So I'm going to create a title column from the names. Why is that? Because title, it encodes your gender, your age, your social status. It tells you all this information. So let's print out my name first. I want to see how the name column looks like. So this is how your name is: Paulson, Mrs. Nil. You see all this right here. Okay, so you can actually get the title by stripping this, and so your title would be right here. Like you see, there's Mrs. This is your title. This is your Miss, Major, Mr. So these are your titles right here. So in this logic right here, this is what I was doing, is actually stripping this, is going through this name column, and it's removing this Mr. In this case, I'm using regex, regular expression. So after I create a title, I print out the title count. I want to know how many different titles I got and what are the values. So for Mr., there are 517 records. For Miss, there are 182. For Mrs., there are 125. And likewise, you can keep going down. And there's a one Jonkir over here. All right. Maybe you want to group rare titles. So in this case, my rare titles are Doctor, Rev, Major, Colonel, Captain. All these ones right here. These are my rare titles with the low number. So in this case, I'm going to group them together. I'm going to call them maybe rare. That's the word I'm using. Okay, so why am I doing this thing? So this way I can reduce noise by grouping rare categories. So that these ones are very rare. So you group them together. So this way it reduces your noise. Uh, so then after that, I print out the sample, just 5 samples. And now you can see that your title, Mr., and that's coming from right here. You see that this guy is Mr., this guy is Mr., this guy is Mr. So that's why you see 3 Misters right here. The last one is Miss. That would be, yeah, that's Miss right here. Okay, then I want to create another column called surname. So I'm creating a column called surname, and the surname, I'm getting it from here. So if you look at these names right here, this is my surname. This is a surname. So I'm getting the surname from here. So in this case, I'm creating a column called surname, and I want to know how many unique number of surnames do I have. Well, there are 667 unique ones. All right. Let's print out the sample. Okay, I want to see the first 10 sample after that, and you can see that this name right here, this is your name, and the surname would be a new column surname right here, and that would be LaRoche right there. Okay, the next one is Lander Green. So if you come over here, you're going to see Lander Green. So this is how I'm able to create another column using name text character, name text. Now let's create another feature from numeric transformation. So here I'll be creating age groups. In other words, that is called binning. Why is that? Well, because your models, generally they often learn better from age categories. So in this case, I'm defining an age group and I'm using this pandas cut inbuilt method. So in this case, this is a column I'm cutting. I'm specifying my bins. So these are my bins right here. So from 0 to 12, they'll be classified as child. 12 to 18, they'll be classified as 10, and 18 to 16 would be classified as adult, and the same thing with senior. Okay, in this case, I run this, and then what it does, it converts my continuous numerical value into categorical value. And this is a domain-based bins. So if you look over here, age is all numerical, and now your age group is going to be all categorical. So print my first 5 samples, and now you can see that your age group is adult, 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 child, teen. This guy, what is his age? You can take a look over here. This guy age is, where is the age, age, right there. This guy age is 35. This guy, his age is only 2. It must be a child. And look at that, that's child. This age right here is 16, so that's teen over here. Now let's create another feature from a Boolean logic. So in this case, I want to create another column called isChild. That will be my child indicator. So if a person, his age is less than 10, he'll be a child, otherwise he would not. So 0 would mean that he's not a child, and 1 would mean that he is a child. So this is a simple rule-based feature, and this is very often used in predictive powers. So in this case, I create a column right here, and after that, I print out the first 5 samples, and you can see that there is a column called isChild. That would be this one right here. Okay, this column has 0, 0, 0. So 0 means that this is not a child. And look at this age. Oh, look at the age group. He's adult, adult. His age is like 28, 23, 28. So based on that, it's able to print out, it's able to determine whether that person is a child or not a child. So let's create another feature from existing categorical feature, cabin presence. So instead of using a raw cabin, if you recall, that has too many missing values, we're going to create another column, and that column would be called has cabin. So in this case, what I'm doing, I'm using this logic right here. What it does, it's going to print 0 if a person does not have a cabin. In other words, when it's missing a value, otherwise it's going to print 1 over here. So in this particular instance, the missing information, it was helpful. I was able to derive some type of information from here. So 0 means that the person does not have a cabin, and 1 means that the passenger has a cabin. So after that, I print my sample, first 5 sample, and now you can see that has cabin. Now you can see that 0, 0, 0, 1. 1 means that he had a cabin. So let's look at zeros and ones. Cabin would be, let's see, yeah, there it is, cabin. You can see that it's nan, nan, nan. That means 0, 0, 0. And this person has a cabin, so it shows 1 over here. And now let's derive another feature from fare. In this case, I want to derive another column called fare per person. So I have a column called fare. I'm dividing by the family size. That's going to give me the fare per person. So this will normalize your fare. And this also helps you remove bias from the group tickets. So in this case, after I do this, I print my first 5 samples, and you can see that right here is fare per person. So the fare per person for this particular record was 4.46. The family size was 7, and the fare was 31.27. So 31.27 divided by 7, and the answer is 4.46. This is what this logic is doing right here. And now let's create a feature from the column embarked. In this particular instance, I'm using one hot encoding. So I'm calling pd.getDummies, supply your data frame, and supply your column. This is the column I want to do one hot encoding for. In this case, I'm specifying drop first equal to true. So in this particular instance, if you remember, your that particular column embarked had 3 values, Q, S, and C. So when you do one hot encoding, it's gonna drop one column and keep the rest of the columns. So one hot encoding basically needs only k minus 1 columns for k categories. In this case, there are 3 categories. It only needs 2 columns. So what it does, it converts categories to numbers, and this way it avoids dummy traps. So after I do that, I print the first 5 samples, and now you can see if you scroll down right here, you have 2 new columns, unmarked Q and unmarked S right here, depending on whether the person whether it had Q or S over there. And now let's perform some feature cleanup. So let's focus on sex right here. So in this column, I'm going to map all the male to 0, and I'm going to map all the females to 1. So what I'm doing, basically, I'm doing explicit mapping. I'm not using label encoder. So this way, it tends to be more readable than your auto encoding. After that, I print out the DF sample file. I just want to see if it did a good job, and look at that sex. You can see that now 1, 0, 1, 0. It gives you all these values depending on whether the person was male or female.